Awesomes here, and today I am joined with StarLord, Baby Groot, Gamora, Drax, Yondu, Raccoon, Nebula, and Mantis, all in order for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I am so excited for this movie. I literally spent so many nights and days trying to throw this showcase together so quickly, and by the time I'm recording this, I don't know if I missed it by now, because I'm recording this on Thursday. I'm really cutting close here, but I hope that you guys are seeing this on Thursday. So yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to show you guys all these awesome figures that I threw together within the span of about a month and a half. So here we have the leader of the Guardians himself, StarLord, played by Chris Pratt again, of course. He was awesome in the first movie, so hopefully he'll carry over that factor in this one. So to go over StarLord here, so he came out looking pretty nice. I really like him. I really like his detail, and I just really think he'll make a great display piece. And to go over the reasons why I think that is because I used a few new tactics on him. So first, I used this sort of glued fabric. Well, actually, it's not glued fabric. I did a funny thing to make his scarf. So I sort of used a cape piece that goes over a figure's neck, and then I glued little pieces of fabric on there, and boom, that's a scarf. And under there, you can see his little necklace right there, and it's just some string with a little piece of cut gold, like a gold rod that was cut gold. A gold rod that was cut and then glued on there, and that was supposed to be his necklace. And, he has his main blasters that he uses in the set, and his arms have just sort of, just minimal detail. He does have glove tops. These are the first wave of minifigures that I've ever had to have glove tops. And I know it's kind of awkward, but here's his hair. I probably should have put it on there earlier because he looks more complete with it. And yeah. So, this is the first time I've ever used glove tops, and they're way better than using, actual studs. It just makes the minifigure look that much more cleaner. They're very slick, and they're really nice looking. So, yeah, the rest of the detail is pretty self-explanatory. I glued on his shoulder pads because they're quite prominent in the movie. And his Walkman right there is 3D green stuff. And there's his belt, and there are his legs, and I couldn't find the best reference for them, so they may not be the most accurate, but they will suffice, because he does have some sort of brown pants in the movie. So yeah, that's StarLord here, and easily one of my favorite Guardians as a character and as a minifigure. Okay, so here we have his love interest, aka the ex-assassin of Thanos himself. We have Gamora here. Also, once again, obviously, a reprise role from Zoe Saldana. So, yeah, she came out looking pretty nice, just the same as I think for, just about everybody in the showcase. But, so to go over some simple things I did to her, well, first, the sword. The sword is probably, the highlight of her so far, because it has, all these, different textures. You can see, it has, the top cut off, in this triangle section. Even the inside here was cut out, and then I had to glue and sculpt it back onto the hilt, and that makes sure it was sturdy, and hopefully it will stay sturdy. I also had to cut and glue on this little piece, and also use clay to keep it stick. And yeah, and then I had to paint all the outlines and stuff. It was not an easy sword, but it came and made out to looking for a pretty good weapon. Reppin', I don't know why I said that. So plucking that out of her hand for a sec, as you can see, she has these little armbands right here or something. They wrap up around her arms. And yeah, I can't really get a good shot of that, but yeah, they wrap around her arms, and I don't know what they do. They probably do nothing in the movie. And then she has these little designs right here that go with her jacket, which is a modified, Cape Madness coat. And her face is 100% custom because I can't really, I didn't buy the set or anything. I didn't want to spend any money, so just thought I'd just do my own. Her hair is just, casual hairpiece, but also with, the faded, pinky red effect. And also, she has a cloth belt and a cloth sash, and you could get I might as well pull off her hairpiece to get a better look at the inside of everything. And also I had to cut out the back, and yeah, there's a witch face under there. And yeah, and her legs are pretty self-explanatory. That's what they look like. And, they wrap around the sides, too. And, yeah, she has a white undershirt, but that's not really the most important. So, yeah, that has to do it for Gamora. She came out looking pretty nice, and easily also one of my top favorite figures from this showcase. And here we have the revenge-seeking maniac himself, Drax, and Drax the Destroyer, I should say. And of course, he's been reprised by Dave Bautista from the WWE, and he's back again to do this movie. So yeah, to make him, I knew that he was going to be a little bit more gray in the movie, so to make him, I sort of made him gray, but you can see there's a few like gray, like greenish like tints and highlights here and there. And also, this is not like weaved over paint from like the original figure. All of this is 100% custom. So yeah, I just based them off of like Legos from like offline. I just completely remade the printing and added any modifications. Like these little lines underneath his eyes. I think that makes him, those are original by the way, and then make him look so much closer to the likeness of Batista. And there's not that many 3D elements on this figure, I should mention. The only really like 3D elements are his knife sheaths around his legs. And his legs have this sort of like laces effect that also wrapped around in here. He also has these sort of strapped padding in here that I can't really explain. And yeah, you can just get a good look at his belt there. And it came out looking pretty nice, pretty seamless, and very symmetrical and neat. And I like how the belt on the other side came out too, along with all the other tattoos and like crap around his head. And his knives are just standard what were they? Brick arms knives, because they pretty much look exactly like that in the movie. So yeah, can't wait to see this badass go at it again. He was really funny in the first one, and I have no doubt that they'll do the same again in this movie. Alright, so here we have our little psychotic raccoon himself, Rocket Raccoon, and obviously he's reprised by Bradley Cooper himself. And yeah, he has a really nice and neat looking costume, and I also think I did a pretty good job bringing it into Lego, making it look clean, smooth, and you know, just another great display. Because honestly, I love every single figure in this showcase video. So yeah, he came out looking pretty nice. So he has a few zippers and paddings on the front of his torso, along with a zipper. And he also has this sort of theme where it has like these light blue highlights go around, so it wraps underneath his arms and it goes on his back and down his legs, on his knee pads. Yeah, it really like makes the figure pop. And also, I should mention that I painted on the sides of him because I'm using glossy paint. Yeah, and he also has a 3D belt, and it also goes to the back, but you can't really see it. Nah, it's not 3D. And because if it were 3D, it would probably get in the way of gluing on the tail, and that was also cut off. And his fur tone was like sort of mixed and blended with like the gray. It was like washed brown. And I also repainted the ears, the fur, and the pink inside. And his feet were chopped down to make him a little bit smaller because he would have been really tall. I mean, look how tall he is now. I mean, I can live with that, but I can't live with like regular minifigure legs. And yeah, that's like one solid brick I used right there. And those aren't like two little 1x1 tile pieces. That's just one 1x2 tile there. And they're conjoined. And since they're not gonna be moving, I thought I'd just like just keep it at one, so it won't like cause like if they're in more pieces, they'll probably break off. And that's pretty much it for a Rocket, other than his guns, of course. So putting his guns in here right now, I'm trying to stall. So these are his guns that he'll be using in the movie. So one of them was pretty interesting to make, obviously this one. So I had to cut off a regular brick arms gun, like the front barrel of it, and I had to replace it with these barrels, which were cut from Lego tubing pieces. And then I also had to like glue them and sculpt them together, and then paint them and glue them right onto the gun. This gun right here. And then this gun over here, it was just a pretty like much simple one, but it just got a small paint job with a few simple added details. And yeah, that's it for Rocket. Alright, so here we have probably one of the highest selling points of getting people to see this movie, other than the fact that the last one was awesome. Here we have Baby Groot here, and to make him, he was actually pretty, like, simple, like, contrary to the belief of, like, how he looks right now. He was actually pretty simple. To make him, honestly, I just had to recolor him over with like this like really like darker like browner like beige color that you see here as a skin tone. and then I also had to add on like the outlines of his like all the wood patterns, and then I'll also add like the light green tends to like show the leaving, and also I should mention that I used an official Lego Baby Groot figure to make this, but I just chopped off the arms and sculpted them back on using actual like green stuff clay, outlined them and painted them in the wood color, and outlined them too. And yeah, and then it came out to look like this. And I also wanted to know like I also wanted to like nail like the adorableness of Baby Groot because he's really cute and small in the movie. So what I did, I gave him like just like tiny little eyes, and you can see his tongue sticking out, and he also has all these little details like sufficed for making him look cute. So it's really important, and I knew that I had to make this. And I knew how to take that and like importantly because I know everybody would flip if I got this guy wrong. At least I think so. So yeah, Baby Groot, that's him. And also, that's the final of the main Guardians from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Okay, so here we have the return of Michael Rooker as Yondu Udonta. I know, it's really hard to say a name. So, making Yondu is actually pretty fun, and made him also come out, just like everybody else in the showcase, a pretty cool display figure that I can now have forever. So to go on with Yondu, there's a lot of things about Yondu, like if I had to break him down to the core of what the minifigure is. So to make him, well, first I might as well go over the arms. The arms were painted like dark brown, and they were outlined in this light brown color palette for like this checker effect. And also, like one of them has like a glued on shoulder pad, which I'll get to in a minute. And also, right now, this one also has the same checker pattern. But this one, it has like these like armbands that wrap around a knife, and that's what makes each arm like individual. Like this one's got like a button I forgot to go over, and yeah. So I'm just gonna take off like his coat so you can get a better look at what's going on with this guy. So Yondu at his core, he basically looks like this. So to go over some more detail, let's start with the head. So on the top of his head, I used the official Lego piece, but I cut off the stud, sanded over it, painted over it, and I also sculpted within the middle of like the mohawk piece, and then painted that, so now it looks like a seamless piece and doesn't have the annoying stud in the way. And also, Lego just did everything so wrong with the figure. Like, he's not even brown. I mean, like, red. He is brown, obviously. But he's not even red in the movie. He doesn't have a red outfit. So I made sure to fix that, and I added his, like, sort of red, his brown outfit, and also with, like, certain, like, pinks and purples right here in the middle. I also did another checker effect in the middle for his, like, sort of mid-torso. And I also added a few silver buttons, well, like buttons right here, and also some cloth pieces to act as, like, sort of like, he's got, like, straps and stuff all over him. So, yeah. And the legs are bendable. They don't have that much detail. They just have, like, simple, like, I just painted what I saw, and this is what I saw. Since I have no plan on ever, like, taking this figure apart like this ever again, there's no real reason to go too in detail with, like, these kinds of things. So yeah, that's it for Yondu. And for our second to last minifigure in the showcase, we have another newcomer. Well, actually, no, this is the only newcomer in the showcase because I'm not making Ego yet, even if I don't know if I'll make him or not. Anyway, so here we have Mantis here. And she came out looking pretty nice. I think she came out looking accurate, neat, and everything I wanted to be. Most like everything in the showcase, so that's good to hear that I actually like my own minifigures. So yeah, don't know too much about her, so hopefully I can learn a little bit about her in the movie, as I always say. And she's also like the only other figure other than StarLord to have these little armband sleeve cuffs. Like glove tops, damn it. Alright, so to make her torso, I just used a sanded down torso with a rounded file because I didn't have time to buy an airline curved torso. Then I painted it in an olive green and gave it all sorts of outlines that it needed. So there you go, that's the look of it behind the hair. Her face was simple. I just gave her very small pupils because to show the fact of like how big her eyes are in the movie. And I really think it came out looking quite great and it got the point across. And she's just wearing these sleeves with these little these little stitch marks in them on her arms. And she also has like these sort of bands that wrap around her arms, her hands. So just put a little bit right there. It's really sensitive because it's like, paint on hands doesn't really go that well, so you gotta be careful with it. And her flaps are made from electrical tape, and they are painted down in olive green as well. And also, I painted a little strip, the little line of olive green down each of her leg, and then outlined them with a little bit of black paint. And then after that, it was just a matter of just painting this here, like the designs right in the designs right there on the legs, because her legs have like really like no detail. That's what like the other half of her legs look like. Nothing really going on in between her legs, because she's actually just a pretty simplistic figure. And her head is the same as like the Lego group's hairpiece. Well, like the head's new, I painted that, and like the hairpiece is just the same, but just with like the tips painted white. So yeah, that is Mantis. And finally, we have our concluding minifigure that almost made the showcase late. We have Nebula here. And Nebula came out just really, really good. I mean, just like, even though how much like I rushed this figure, believe it or not, I rushed her, she just still like pops like no other. Like, she's just so nice looking. I mean, like, I can't like look back at her and say, oh, I wish I did her better or slower. I just really think she came out pretty nice, considering how close of a call it was throwing this figure together. So to get started, her legs were kind of like thrown together because there's not really that good of a look of a Ravager outfit in the movie, so I just sort of had to make up what I could see and then just call it from the rest like after that. So her so as you may see, there's like this little like light red outline like with like next to each red outline on like the figure. That's because her figure is like pretty like blank in the movie, so it would look pretty dull if I hadn't put them on. Even though they're not accurate, they still like they show like a little bit of light effect, and they just really make the figure pop. So yeah, like, so to get started on the main details of her, she has like this little brown strap right there. I think it's supposed to be some sort of gun holster, but I don't know. And like everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. Like, you got like your insides of the feet, which continue on with like the outline of her boots. And also she has some silver buckles right there on the bottom of her shoelaces. I mean, look at the back of her feet. And she has like this sort of design is sort of whipped together for the back of her back. So I just thought I'd just put like a few like cloth patterns mixed with like some buttons, back of her belt, and also right here is the Ravager logo, which I forgot to mention on Yondu here. He also has the Ravager logo, which came out looking pretty good. It kind of looks like a splotch right now, but because of the camera. So yeah, and also to wrap up like the main part of her, we have her mechanical arm. And that was just made of the series I've used in like the original Lego mechanical arm for the original Nebula, and then it was just a process of outlining like nearly the whole thing, and the outlining went to the hand to make it look a little more like seamless, because like there's no silver hands, and probably will never ever be, except for like like the expensive like C3PO or TC-14 or whatever. And her head was just just painted, and it was really, really hard to do. But I got it done, and you could just like the rest of the pattern is pretty much self-explanatory. So yeah, that's Nebula, and that's this showcase. I want to thank all of you guys who've made it to the end, and yeah, thank you for watching, and let's wrap this thing up. So that is it, guys, for my Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 showcase video. So as stated before, these figures took a ton of time to make, so showing your appreciation in the comment section and liking and subscribing would be heavily appreciated. So yeah, and make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and VidMe, where I'm going to be uploading more updated minifigure videos. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.